And let's zoom it on in so that we can begin. Okay guys, I've already filled in my brows. Now I'm going to go in with the NYX Bear With Me concealer. And this is in the shade tan. Yes, shade tan. And so I'm just going to apply that all over all underneath my eyebrows there. And then with my NYX eyeshadow base, I'm going to place that on my lids, and I'm just going to use my finger to blend that out on my eyelids. Now I'm going to set everything with my Almay pressed powder. The shade will be down below. That's going to go all over my lids and underneath my eyebrows. Now going into my Pinky Rose Pink Paradise palette. That light tan is going to be applied with a big fluffy brush all underneath my eyebrows for my transition shade. And y'all, if y'all hear the Law and Order in the back, I'm so sorry. I apologize. And going back in that same palette, I'm going to be applying this purple pinkish color with that same brush right above the crease of my lids, and that's going to blend in with the tan that I have applied to create a beautiful transition shade. So I was super excited to finally try out the Morphy Heat Seeker palette, and I'm starting off with this goldish yellow named Daybed with a flat brush. I'm going to be applying that color on the inner lids and just go out just a little bit towards the middle, not all the way, but just a little bit. You just want to get a nice amount and pat that down. And then for my hooded eyelid girls, you want to make sure you apply some above your crease. Later on we'll be blending out the crease. You ain't got to worry about that now, but just make sure you blend a nice amount on the lids and over the crease. And now I'm going to go in with the shade Orange Door, and that's going to be applied right beside that yellow. Go ahead and overlap that yellow on the edge there, and if you need to add a little more yellow to overlap the orange, then that's fine. You want to make sure all the colors have a nice transition between all of them. But please make sure you are patting it down. Do not blend. And back into my Pink Paradise palette, I'm using the darkest purple, and I'm going to apply that on the outer edge of my lids. I wanted to wing it out so that it could just have that winged out effect. You want to pat and overlap the edge of that orange there. And if you need to add a little bit of more orange to overlap the purple, that is totally fine as well. Now with that blending brush, we are going to blend out the crease. Remember when I told you guys when you're applying the colors, make sure you, for my hooded eye girls, make sure you are applying some in your crease and a little bit above your crease as well, so that can be nicely blended in with the transition shade. Alright, so here I am using the end of a Barbie pen, and with some NYX liquid liner, I will be just applying some dots above the transition shade. It does not have to be perfect, and you can totally skip this part if you want, but yeah. Going back in with that same dark purple, I'm going to be applying that in my lower lash lines. Remember, y'all are just practicing. Things do not have to be perfect the first time. That's why practice makes perfect. So don't beat yourself up if you don't get it right the first time. Just keep going and don't quit. And this is e.l.f.'s Prime Grip Primer. I think I said that right, I don't know. But I'm using an application brush to apply that all over my face. So I'm going in with a little bit of the Juvia's Place pressed powder just to help control the oil in my most oiliest places on my face. I may have put a little bit too much on my nose there, but that's why I say practice makes perfect. And that is Fenty Beauty's foundation and the shade 410. I know that one by heart because I'm always buying this stuff up. I mean, goodness. But I'm using just any old brush to just place it on the areas where I'm going to be blending it out. And just with a damp beauty blender, I'm going to be taking my time blending everything out I have on so far. And when negative energy try to come y'all's way, be sure to flick them off and continue to have a nice day, okay? If people don't like the way you do your makeup, forget them. Who are they anyway? They ain't paying that one bill. Shoot. And this first concealer I'm going to be using is the ColourPop's Pretty Fresh Creamy Concealer in the shade medium. Medium dark, I'm sorry. And that's going to be applied under my eyes, on my chin, and on my 5 head, y'all. And with that same damp beauty blender, I'm going to be carefully blending all that out. Now going in with a brighter shade of formula that's going to be applied halfway underneath my eyes, and I believe I bring it down in the middle of my nose. I'll find out here in a minute, but yeah. I just want to add, if y'all can hear this fan in the background, I apologize, but it's hot. All right, it's like 9 degrees outside. It's hot. I'm sorry, but yeah. That is MAC's Powdered Foundation. The shade name will be in the description box. That's going to be applied underneath my eyes. Now with a powder that's not too much brighter, I'm going to be applying that everywhere else I had applied my concealer. I believe this is the Huda Beauty's pressed powder. And this is Huda Beauty's Tantour Cream Contour. I'm going to be applying a little bit of that on my cheekbone areas, down on my jawline, a little bit around my 5 head, and a little bit on the sides of the bridge of my nose. And I'm slightly buffing that out on the side of my face there. I want to buff out the contour on the sides of my bridge there really good. And everywhere else is just going to be buffed out really good. And yeah. And just be sure to take your time. And after my setting powder has been sitting there, I will be buffing that out as well. Now adding a little bit of powder to that cream contour. And I usually like to chisel out that contour with some brighter setting powder there. Now with a light fluffy brush, I will be swiping any excess powder diagonally downwards off my face. And then gently blending the remainder of that out. That is MAC's blush in a shade that I could not remember, but it will be in the description box. With a rounded, soft brush, I will be applying that above my bronzer. Kind of overlap the bronzer a little bit as well. And with my beauty blender, I'm going to be just blending that out really good. And when you're blending, you guys, please take your time. I know it looks like I'm moving fast, but I'm not. It takes forever to blend, okay? Back in my Morphy palette, I'm using that yellow named Sun Club in my inner tear. And this is Fenty Beauty's highlighting stick. I absolutely love this stuff. Look how pigmented it is. Look at that. Just beautiful. I'm barely even scratching the surface, y'all. Just beautiful. That's going to be applied above my blush there, down the bridge of my nose, the tip of my nose, and I'm going to be going in with my beauty blender just to make sure that it's blended out well. That is ColourPop's lip pencil in a shade called Pitch. That will be applied on my outer lip line, whatever you call it. And that is Juvia's Place lipstick in the shade Cocoa. That's going to be filled in my inner lips, and I'm going to rub those together. I want to add a little lip gloss as well, and I'm going to rub my lips together, and there y'all have it. That's the finished look. I hope y'all enjoyed. Please subscribe. I love y'all. Take care of yourselves. Stay positive.